Yeah. Coke fed, press some head, let's get in the car, I said. She grabbed my hand, girls rescue, met the bar, witness said. Tears fled the head, I'm weak, not dead, she tweet, I guess she confessed. She thinking less, not drinking less. Bathroom says, best to get spontaneous. Our stereotype, put to rest tonight. Imagine, believe, and achieve, it works. Skyline as a rise like fireworks.
Boom, 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 boom. Hey, hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of After the Storm. I'm your host, Matt Clark. Of course, this is your OKC Thunder post-game analysis live stream. The Thunder, of course, handled business tonight, 2 games in a row on the road on this 5-game road swing. Thunder take care of the Hawks tonight, 121-114, improving to 11-13. The Hawks falling to 13-11. Still, the Thunder are on a 2-game roll. Like I see what I see out of the guys. Even though, we do some things that I will say this and I will go over it, but kind of give me the highlights. Dort, takes all these threes and was like, "What are you doing? Pull him out!" And he took three threes in a row. I was like, "What the hell are you doing?" I mean, it's fine that you can knock down shots here and there, but you got to understand how you knock them down. That's understanding the difference between knowing what your game is and knowing what your game isn't. If you're not knocking down threes, you don't continue to shoot them, and you don't just fire them up in the middle just because we're down. I mean, we went through a couple possessions, and I'll go over it here, where we're just like, what are you doing? Josh takes a three, Dort takes a three, Dort comes back and tries to drive to the basket, shoots a brick, shoots another three. I'm like, what are y'all doing? You're only down 7. You're only down 11. You're only down 9. You stay and you get 2 buckets. You get 1 bucket at a time, 2 points. All you need. They can't stop you going to the basket. Knock down shots. It's what you're doing. It's how you got in the game. Get some turnovers. Get your hand in their face. Get out in transition, which is what happened in the fourth quarter and in the third quarter. In the third quarter, we own the third quarter, having the number 1 scoring team in the NBA in the third quarter, averaging 31 a game, and then difference is 4.1. As far as the margin of winning the quarter. So the Thunder are doing a very good job of that. First quarter, we start out, here, let me get these keys in before I do anything, because Thunder keys to the game, we've got to get off to a good start, limit their open looks. I'm never going to, like I said, until we can do this on a regular basis, I'm going to maintain that these are the keys for us winning games, or getting off to a good start every quarter, not just the first quarter, every quarter, and then limiting the team's open looks, because as I've said many times, when teams want to shoot threes, that's the thing in the NBA. Long threes equal long rebounds equal transitional baskets. Like Shea tonight shot a 3. I'm like, what are you doing? Long rebound, they get an and one on the other end the old conventional way. And it's just like, bro, what are you doing, Shea? Why are you taking that shot right there? But, it comes down to it, and, it was late, and he was maybe tired, whatever, and just decided, let me shoot this 3. Of course, it goes off long, and they go on the other end and get an and one on a conventional 3-point shot. Dominate the pips, which are the points in the paint. If we could do that, I think that would help us, because Capella and their big dudes inside is just too much for us. So if we can dominate and rebound and fight as a group, we would be fine. And so dominate the pip and then get out in transition, which means I need for us to be able to get out, get our hand in their face, get some long shots. And if you can get out and get them long shots, that means long rebounds, gets us out in transitions, or we get some defensive stops, get some turnovers. And by the way, the Thunder, lead the NBA in turnovers. 17.5 a game, that's what we average. That's pretty good, considering we're 28th in defense, okay? We are 6th in scoring at 116 points a game, and we're 28th giving up 117, but we lead the NBA in turnovers. Does that make any sense to you? Makes 0 sense to me. What that basically says, really, though, is that in situations, which is allowing us to be 11-13, we get key turnovers in bunches to allow us to get in games and stay in games against teams when we win. When we lose, it's completely the opposite of that. So when we get out and we can stop people, and we get out in transition, and we can get some easy baskets, and we can start knocking down shots, then we're a much better team. And then fly around on defense, get your hand in their face, try to box out every time you get a chance, rebound wise. That allows the Thunder to do what they've done and allow us to be 11-13. And let's face it, nobody expected us to be there. And like I said, and I said that today on my show, The Unpopular Hour, that I think the Thunder are 2 games short. Okay? There's 2 games we should have won, if not 3, that I believe that we should have won. One was the officiating against the Bucks, which is just ridiculous. The Celtics game, I don't understand why he was doing what he was doing coaching-wise. And then with the New York game. So those are things that I believe that, we should be 13-11, if not 14-10 right now. But I think the players believe that as well, and they understand what they have, they understand where we're at, they understand what they need to do to get better. So that being said, here are the first quarter stats. Thunder, we're down 29-27. We fought back because they had us on the ropes there for a while, but we did fight back. The Hawks were 6 for 10 from the three-point line, 52% from the field, 10 rebounds, 8 pips, points in the paint, 4 turnovers. Us, on the other hand, 2 for 7 from 3, 52% field goal percentage, 10 rebounds. And the reason why we were in the game is the 20 points in the paint. And we know who that's due to. That's due to Shea. And then, of course, us getting out in transition and getting some easy baskets. So those things allow us to have a higher pip and allowed us to stay in this game. And only 2 turnovers, bench scoring. The Hawks just wore us out there. But, the Thunder are one of those teams that were very resilient as far as that. And our bench comes in and comes through at least 1 or 2 of them, which allows us to stay in games more than not. So we go into the second quarter. Oh, by the way, we started the game with SGA, Dort, Josh, Robinson, Earl, and J-Dub. Not a bad 5. We come back in the second quarter. We have Jang, J-Dub, Wiggins, Mann, and Poku. I'm not unhappy with that lineup at all. I think, I would have rather, J-Dub is playing well, so he is the extra ball handler along with Trey Mann. I prefer to always have Josh or SGA on the court at all times. I've said that since last year. If one's not on the court, please have the other one on there. That's just me. But J-Dub is playing really, really well, and Mann is doing what Mann's doing. And let's face it, Jang, you got to give him some playing time to see what he does. And he came up really, really, really big tonight. But anyway, one thing that I was noticing was that, when he does this, I don't understand that. When they put their best player in the game, why don't we put our best player in the game? I don't understand. I don't understand that. As soon as that dude comes off the bench, SGA should come off the bench. And he got lucky tonight on that mentality, but I just don't get it. I don't understand what the hell he's looking at. I don't understand what his philosophy is. If you look at any of the great coaches in the league, when the other team's best player is coming in and the game is undecided and it's close, you put your best player in the game immediately. You don't wait for another 2 minutes, and then it takes him another minute and a half to get in the game while he's standing over there. So you've wasted 3 minutes. Now, tonight we got lucky because they missed some shots and we got to score. But I'm harping on that because I don't understand that. You my best player. If they put their best player, when Trey comes in the game, you going in the game. And we got lucky tonight, but that's another one of the reasons why we're 11-13. I think he costs us 8 to 10 points a game because of his substitution in his lineups. And several people came up to me and said, hey, man, I was wondering that very same thing, Matt. And when you said it, I'm like, okay, that makes sense because it does. That's exactly what's going on. His lineups and the stuff he does costs us 8 to 10 points a game. And that's why I say that, he fulfilled the purpose that he originally had, being a G League coach coming up, just, learning the team, doing whatever. Hey, you fulfilled your need. But now when we're at the point where we're getting ready to turn the corner, we need somebody who can help us really turn the corner. And that ain't him. And I'm not the only one that feels like that. A lot of people feel like that. And it's very frustrating to me to watch that because I'm just going, what are you doing? Why are you waiting? And as my guy Mark Long says, he calls him 2 minutes too long. That's what he's called him, and he's done that every year or since last year. 2 minutes too long is what he calls him. And, he is, and every now and then he does it. And it usually costs us. But tonight we got lucky. But he's 2 minutes too long. I don't, I just don't get him. I don't know what he's looking at. He's over there staring up the scoreboard. I'm like, man, come on, bro. Let's go. What you doing? Now, the difference between what I'm telling you and what the Thunder's telling you, that's not their job. They're not going to criticize or say anything that's negative about the team. I don't think that's right. I think that the more well-informed you are as a public, the more you understand the game, the more you're going to want to come to games, the more you're going to want to support the team. That's what I believe. I don't think you can go out and just assume the public is dumb and don't want to educate them. Educate them. They already are thinking stuff. They just need confirmation of what they thought. And then once you get, the more knowledge a person has, the more engaged they want to be. It's just like somebody dating a girl who's not a sports fan. As soon as they start learning about the game, they're like, wow, I want to go to the football game, or I want to go to the basketball game, or I want to go to the baseball game, or I want to go to the hockey game, or I want to go to soccer or wrestling, whatever it is. Once they learn about it, then all of a sudden they're excited to go and participate. Same thing with our fans and what we're trying to do. But I will say that early Dort was playing really good. In the first half, he was doing some good things, but the problem with him is he doesn't understand because he's never been in the role that the Thunder are putting him in. Because it's like, you got to know, bro, when you're off, you got to go to the basket. If you're not going to be able to go to the basket, then you just play defense. If your game, because there's nights your game's not there. Remember when Kobe in the seventh game against the Celtics, what did he do? His shooting was atrocious, so what did he do? He stopped shooting and rebounds, steals, block shots, diving on the floor, assisting everybody else. You got to understand what your game is, and if you're off, then you go to something else. You do something else to help the team. You don't keep firing up threes on 3 straight possessions when you come down, or trying to go do stuff that you're not. Play within yourself, and that's the thing that drives me nuts about Lucas Dort. Just drives me nuts about him. Second quarter, halftime, these were the stats. The Hawks were leading 59 to 54. Shooting 8 for 20. And of course, that means they were 2 for 10 the second quarter. 2 for 10. Great defense, getting out in their face, doing all the things we needed to do. 49% from the field, 26 rebounds, and they caught up with us with the pips, the points in the paint. They only had 8 in the first quarter. They scored 20 that quarter to our 14. So they made up for it greatly in the second quarter in the pips. 8 turnovers, us 5 for 16. Remember, that means we were 3 for 9 for the second quarter, which is about right. We're a 33% three-point shooting team for 47%, 21 rebounds, 34 pips, which are points in the paint, 7 turnovers, and then bench scoring, you can see it was 24 to 19. 24 to 19. So the Thunder are coming back, and as I told you that they would come back and make up for what they were doing. So in the second quarter, what happened basically is the Thunder did all the little things that they needed to do. They stayed in the game. You could bring SGA back in, and, but once again, at the end, we were within 3, I believe it was. SGA takes this long 3. They come down, get an and 1. That's a 6-point swing if you want to look at it that way, because that's a missed 3 and then 3 by them. 3 plus 3 is 6. That's a 6-point swing. And allowed them to get back out, get more of a lead again on us, and then we did fight back a little bit at the end. But those are things that you have to understand. And I don't mind SGA doing it, but he's got to understand when he does it, because it hurts you. He's smarter than that. And he's not a 3-point shooter. We know that. He knows that. And he doesn't really shoot threes. I think he averaged 3 to 4 threes a game. That's not what he does. It's not what he does. He takes you in his mid-range. He goes to the basket. He finishes, and he shoots free throws. He was, 15 for 15 tonight from the free throw line tonight. So shooting 92%. And just closed the door on them from the free throw line. Josh Giddey as well knocked down some big free throws at the end to keep us in. And we'll talk about how we almost gave the game away in the third quarter, or in the fourth quarter at the end of the game, up because we're fouling J-Dub. Dude, Why are you fouling a three-point shooter? Why are you even doing it? And then one other time they're coming down shooting threes. The one thing you do is you guard the three-point line. They were, Robinson Earl didn't switch one time. Boom, they knocked down a three. What are you doing? Switch out. Get in their face. If they go to the basket, fine. Trey drives to the basket. SGA comes over. Boom, Trey kicks it out. Knocks down a three. Stay on your man. Why is the coaches telling them this? I tell my kids that. Look, we're up. No threes. If they want to score 2 points, that's fine. The clock runs. Why are we worried? We're going to knock down free throws and win the game. Don't give up threes. And what do? Gave up a three. Come down, give up another three. They're fouling us. All of a sudden, that's 4 points for us, 6 points for them. 2-point swing right there. Now, fortunately for us, that they did miss the three. Murphy made 1 for 3 on the three-point line or on free throws, which saved us at the end. But J-Dub, that's 3 times that I can think of that you foul 3-point shooters. What the hell are you doing? You just get your hand up. Hey, go ahead, man. You gonna knock that down? And Delonte Murray's not a 3-point shooter. Why are you even guarding him? He ain't a 3-point shooter. What are you doing? You want to shoot that? Go ahead, bro. Brick. I'm calling you out. Go ahead. You want that? Go ahead. I'm going to let you have that. Because I know you ain't shooting. I'm going to tell him, go ahead and shoot that, man. You can have that. I'm going to tell him. Get my hand up. He stuck his leg out, got the foul, whatever. But the bottom line is, why are you near him? Why are you near him? SGA, why are you coming over in the middle? Sorry, guys. I got on my high horse. Got a little frustrated there. But anyway, let's take our time to pay some bills and thank our guys, Collaborative Logic. I appreciate everything they're doing. They should have my computer back any day now. I'm just waiting so that I can get ready to be on the road, because next Monday we're going to be at a particular spot right for the Thunder game. It's an away game, so I'm going to be right at this spot. And I think pretty much every Monday, if there's a Thunder game, I'm going to do my live stream from this particular location, and I will let you know once we get all of that stuff done. So if you guys want to come by, you want to be on, you want to give your opinion on what's happening, we'll have a separate microphone, so you'll be more than welcome to sit down with me and discuss what happened during the game. Also, SRB, if you have any engineering, surveying, or planning, holler at my guy Mark Long over at SRB. If you have any rocks or dirt to be moved, talk to my guy Jose Fierro at Oak Grove Trucking. Appreciate that big man and what he's doing. And then of course, Greg and Max Nafee. Appreciate everything they always do for me over at NAFCO. And then last but not least, YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They're an equal housing lender, member of the FDIC. And then also, if you have any commercial or personal loans that you might want to do for cars, boats, houses, buildings, whatever, you can pre-qualify online with these guys at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Holler at them, and then, of course, you can go in and you can see Joe Horn or Carson Wright or Nathan Taylor. They'll be right there to answer all your stuff, and especially if you've already got it done online. They can pull your approval, get everything done. You're already set. Just come in, sign your name, boom, here's the check, move on, or deposit in your account if you are already if you already have a bank account there, they can do that as well. So, and I'd say, they have 5 different locations that you can choose from. In fact, we need to put those on here. I do have them on my other show, The Unpopular Hour, which of course is daily usually from 2 to 3, and we're getting ready to expand that as well. So good things happening here on After the Storm, and The Unpopular Hour, MC Sports Network is blowing up, and appreciate everything. So started the third quarter. We're starting with SGA, Josh, J-Dub, Dort, and Robinson Earl, like the 5. And then all of a sudden, what do? We start out with 4 bad possessions right off the bat. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Who is this team? What the hell are y'all doing? 4 horrible possessions right off the bat. Right off the bat. Now, we'll say this. In the first 3-minute mark, we're down 54-63. He says no. All of a sudden, he brings in Poku, SGA, Dort, Jang, and Isaiah Joe. And then here we go shooting threes. Here's Dort. 2 bricks. What are you doing? And then what does he do? Bring him out, snatch him out. Perfect. We're down 62-75 just like that. So now you got SGA, Wiggins, Isaiah Joe, Poku, and Jang. Like that lineup. You switched it up completely. All of a sudden, here we are. Boom, clawing back in, clawing back in. Remember, we are a third quarter team, and all of a sudden we're little by little. And Isaiah Joe made some great threes and liked what I was doing. And then SGA, he was deep in his bag on the spin move dunk and one. Dang, bro. Oh my God. Oh my God. I wish I could replay that. Oh my God, dude. It was ridiculous. And can I say about Trey, his vision is ridiculous. Trey Young's ridiculous. His vision's ridiculous. What he sees. He made a pass. I was like, he turns and whips it back, and I'm just like, how the hell did you do that? How did you see that guy over there? I mean, Trey, man, he was good. And of course, he had 13 points in the third quarter. Just a monster game from him. I mean, he just kept them in the game because we'd make a run, Trey do something. Make a run, Trey do something. Make a run, Trey do something. But with that group that we had in there, with SGA, Muscala, Isaiah Joe, Jang, and Wiggins, that is the group that made the run. That group right there made the run and brought us within 4, 84-88. Man, and it should have been close than that because we missed a couple shots, missed some layups. SGA missed the layup that he normally makes. So we missed a couple layups, and the game should have been a little bit closer than that. But I will say that Trey did a great job of closing us out, running the offense, doing all the little things that he does. And, of course, his 13 points in the third made a huge difference for what they were trying to accomplish. And he's Trey, okay? Oklahoma City boy, Norman North, okay? Oklahoma City, Norman, greater metropolitan area. But great job by Trey. I mean, fantastic. He just put it on us. But I will say that group with SGA, Mike Muscala, Isaiah Joe, Jang, and Wiggins, defensively they're flying off, and Muscala made a couple threes. Joe knocked down some threes. They were hustling, and Jang did a great job of getting his hand on some balls, using his 6'11" length to get his hands on balls for extra rebounds, for offensive rebounds to give us extra shots. Those little things like that make a huge difference. And can I say that I'm still not sold on the fact that he was worth 3 first-round picks, okay? But I will say this. I do like what his upside is, okay? I'm the more I watch him, the more I'm like, okay, I can see you're only 20. He's only 20. So I see the little signs and the potential that he possibly can have, because I'm thinking this team, and remember, Josh, this is only his second year, so he's kind of in that second year, hitting that wall a little bit phase of his game. And when I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, okay, SGA, in 2 years, SGA is going to be 2 years into his contract. Josh is going to be in his 4th year, so he's going to be ridiculous. Okay, next year you're going to see Josh just go to another level. And then the next year after that, but next year, let's just talk about next year. SGA's 2nd year, Josh's 3rd year, so he's really going to make the jump. Then all of a sudden, you've got Jane coming in. This will be his 2nd year, so he's learning how to play and learning what he needs. Poku, we'll see what he can do, because I don't think you can have him and Chet on the court at the same time, so you got to kind of pick when you want to substitute those two dudes in, because you will be long, but you will be limited defensively because they can't really guard on the perimeter, and teams will just take advantage of that all day long. So you'd have to use their length to block shots and clog up the middle. Is what you'd have to do with them. So anyway, then you've got that. And then you've got Trey Mann in his 3rd year. So hopefully he'll be making that jump to kind of figure out where I'm at on the team. I don't need to shoot a bunch of threes. I need to go to the basket. I need to get some mid-range. And then when I'm wide open for 3, then by all means knock it down. But the step backs, trying to be fancy and all that, that you're not very good when you've got to do that extra stuff to get your wide open shots. And then, of course, Wiggins coming in. And then Isaiah Joe, maybe he'll be back. I don't know. I like what he has to bring, but a lot is going to depend on where we are in the draft and where we go. But what are the needs that the Thunder have still? We need an inside presence, and we need shooters. Those are 2 things that we're still missing. We needed that last year. Those are 2 things we're missing. We're missing shooters, and we're missing an inside presence. Those are 2 things we've got to have. So what Sam Presti likes is long and athletic, and I'm okay with that. But give me long and athletic, you can at least knock down some shots. Okay, give me some long and athletic that can knock down shots. So at the end of the third quarter, here are the stats. The Thunder are down by 4, 88 to 84. We're down 4. The Hawks now are 11 for 28 from the three, 49%, 36 rebounds, 42 pips, 14 turnovers. OKC 10 for 29. There we go, shooting a bunch of threes, and we won the other night. I think what did we only shoot 26 threes when we won the other night. So that's something that's kind of concerning me. I don't like us shooting a bunch of threes, and those of you who follow me, you know that I don't like it when the Thunder are shooting 30-something threes. I don't like it. I like it from 26 to 30 at the max, shooting threes per game. I think we're way more efficient if we're doing it that way. 44% from the field, 33 rebounds, 42 pips, 13 turnovers. And then bench scoring, 32-31. I told you the Thunder are going to come back. I told you they're going to start making plays and doing the little things that they needed to do, that our bench would come back, because we do have some guys coming off the bench that can score. J-Dub, he was a starter. But we had Robinson Earl, he was a starter. Let me see. Trey Mann came off and scored. Then we had Jang, who was really the big push for us. You got Muscala came off and knocked down some shots. So that being said, the Thunder, I'm not complaining about what I saw out of them. Poku, we got a few points out of him, but mainly Jang was doing the work that needed to be done. And like I said, that group that closed out the quarter with SGA, Muscala, Joe, Isaiah Joe, Jang, and Wiggins, what a group that was to close the gap from down 62-75 with 6 minutes to go, dropping it all the way down to 84-88, down 4. And that group was just knocking down shots, getting extra rebounds, putting their hands up in their face, not giving those guys any good looks. So I liked what I saw out of the Thunder in the third quarter. Great job. So fourth quarter, we're starting Josh, Dort, Mann, J-Dub, and Robinson Earl. Nice. I'm not unhappy with that that group. But what happened? Dort, play within yourself. Here we go. Jump right out. And then they go on a 9, and then all of a sudden it's like, what's going on, guys? Play within your game, understanding what you're supposed to be doing. And then what happens? Thunder going a 9-2 run. 9-2 run. We're up 93-90. All of a sudden, Dort decides he's going to shoot threes. Then Robinson Earl's a turnover, and they went, boom, Dort comes in. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? The game is in hand. You have to understand what's happening. And this is with 8:24 to go. We had made a nice run. They called timeout. So we're up 93-92 with 7 minutes to go. And this is what I was talking about earlier. Trae Young comes in, and then Dort shoots another 3. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He didn't take him out after he missed those 3s. And then he comes and shoots another. It was like, snatch him out the game. And they didn't do it. Forgot they didn't do that. They did that earlier in the first half, but not second half. And he shoots another 3. I'm like, no, what are you doing? And when he does that, when he shoots wherever the offense is moving and he's wide open, he's extremely effective. But when he tries to create and shoot threes on his own, no, don't do that. And when he tries to do that and start scoring, I'm just going. So it's 93-92 with 7 minutes to go, and SJ's on the bench. Here comes Trae. And then Dort takes another 3, and he still doesn't put SJ in. And I'm like, what are you doing? I don't understand that. Now, he got lucky tonight, okay? He got lucky tonight. He really, really did. It was 96-96 with 5:25 to go. SJ is at the table, and he doesn't get in for another 45 seconds. And then after he gets in, what do? We immediately go up 101-98. Immediately. I'm like, I don't understand you, coach. What are you doing? Trae's in the game. You're not going to counter that? I don't understand it. And then he sits over there for, he tries to put him in at 5 minutes ago. That's 2 minutes. And then he finally gets in a few seconds later, a minute and a half later, a minute later. All of a sudden, look at this. Look at that. 446, excuse me. We're 108.98. 101.98. So SGA goes in, Trey goes in the 7 minute mark. SGA gets in at 4 minute mark. That's 2.5 minutes. 2 minutes, too long. He sat over there. What are you doing? I don't get that. If you go watch NBA teams, when the best player comes off the bench in the fourth quarter, you watch that the other team sends their best player in. It's what you do. You're matching them. The game is tied. The game is in balance. What are you doing? And like I said, he got away with it tonight. But like I said, he costs us games. And that's facts. You can go back and you can look. He's learning how to coach on our dime. And that's fine when you're not trying to win and you're just trying to be in the lottery. That's fine. But now that you're trying to win, you need to get somebody or assistants who can help him. If you're trying to win now, and we have a squad that can win. So go to the damn games and support the team. We've got guys who can play now. We've got guys who can win. We've got guys who can play. We've got guys who want to do some things. We got one of the best players in the league who's going to be an all-star. You got one of the best up-and-coming players, Josh Giddey. What are you doing? Get somebody who can help them get over the hump, and I can promise you it's not him. So anyway, here we go, 107.98. We missed 2 layups. SGA misses 1. Josh misses 1. And at the time of this court, we've got SGA, Josh, Dort, J-Dub, and Robinson Earl. Love that 5 right there. We're going to get some defense. We got Robinson Earl who can knock down threes if he gets it wide open. We got guys who are going to hustle. We're going to fly to each other. And we got guys who can take it off the bounce. That's SGA. That's Josh. That's J-Dub and Dort, whatever. Now, the one thing you can't do, and I talked about this, they're knocking down threes. It's 107.98. Boom, they knock down a 3. Then we come down, they knock down another 3. First of all, switch, out top. Switch. You switch. Automatically, you switch. Out top. On 3s. Come back on the other side, and what do? You don't go in and you get Trey. Trey is coming to the basket. They're needing 3s. They're not trying to shoot 2s. SGA leaves this man and knock down another 3. All of a sudden, it's 117, 111. Excuse me, 115, 111, and then Josh, I think, makes 2 free throws to make it 117, 111. Then what happens? J-Dub fouls a 3-point shooter. Delonte Merritt. Why are you fouling that dude? He's a mid-range guy. He's not a 3. And you got your hand up, just move out of the way. And he jumps and ducks under him. And, of course, he's trying to pick up the foul. He sticks his foot out there, steps on J-Dub's ankle or foot. I'm like, why are you near the guy? He can't shoot. Understand who you're playing. Understand who you are guarding. Understand what their capacity to shoot is. If he knocks down, fine. But I'm going to get my hand in his face. I'm not going to foul him, give him 3 free throws, and then stop the clock with 28 seconds to go. Not doing that. Not doing that. Anyway, with all the House of Horrors and all the screw-ups, what did the Thunder do? The Thunder got away with the victory. 121-114. SGA, of course, and Josh finished him off at the free throw line. I think we made our last 8 in a row to close that door and finally got the 3-point deal fixed out, not giving him any threes. But the Thunder improving to 11-13. The Hawks are now 13-11. And remember what I said at the beginning of the year, that I thought the Thunder would win 31-33 games. Everybody thought I was crazy. And then I said, if we play really, really well, we have the potential, based on what I saw at the end of last year, that we could win 40 games. And people thought, you have lost your effing loving mind. But that's the way I feel. That's what I think. And I believe the Thunder still can do that. So we shall see, because right now we're on pace to win, mid-30s and possibly 40 games this year. So we'll see. Hawks ended up being 13 for 38, 43% from the field, 54 rebounds, 56 pips, 18 turnovers. Once again, remember the Thunder are are leading the league in turnovers, 17 and a half turnovers per game is what we are forcing our opponents into. We, however, were 12 for 34 from the 3-point line. A lot of those were ill-advised threes. We shot at least five. Then I'm like, why are you even shooting those? 45% from the field, 49 rebounds, 58 pips, out rebounded them by two. Remember, that was one of my keys to the game is handling the pips. And then only 16 turnovers. But, like I said, really good teams, if you have that many turnovers, you can't. We need to average about 13, which is where we're at. We cannot do in 18, 19, 20 turnovers. Those, against really good teams, you're going to get beat. Bench scoring, we can see the Thunder ended up outscoring them 35 to outscoring 36 to 35 by 1 point. And remember, we were down at the beginning. And then, of course, as we do, you know me, I like to compare the first half stats versus the second half. You can see that the Hawks were 8 for 20. They ended up being 5 for 18 the second half. 5 for 18 the second half. We were 7 for 18 the second half, which is not bad, but the fact that we got out on them and forced them to shoot so bad, and you can see field goal percentage, they were shooting 49, 43. And then rebounds, they were winning. They still won by 5. And then points in the paint, they end up catching us simply because they were scoring at the end and they were shooting, missing shots, and they're just bigger than we are. We just don't have, without Poku or somebody big inside, we're just rebounded by committee. And I will say that Jang did a good job helping with that. So, but anyway, reboundings, they did out-rebound us by 5, but I would say that the Thunder had to rebound come by committee. We're just little. We're just not big enough to do the things we need to do. But turnovers, you can see the second half, we turned them over 10 times, and we were turned over 9. Bench scoring, you can see they were up 5 on us, and then we ended up winning by 1. So we outscored them by 17 to 11 in the second half. So, but like I said, I like what the Thunder were doing. I like what we were, the moves. I will say this about this coaching staff. They make great adjustments first half to second half as far as the things that we do. And that's just, that's why I post first half, second half, so you can kind of see what they're doing. But on the other side of that, I think that the Thunder coaching staff, like I said, he costs us 8 to 10 points a game. That's what I believe. And I'm just watching, and it's just so frustrating, and so frustrating to a lot of people. But here's the box score at the end. SGA, of course, 33 points, 10 for 22. And like I said today on the show when we were talking about his stats, 10 for 22, great job by him. And when he does that, when he's got double digits, and then 10 for 22, which is basically 50%, 49, 48, whatever it is, then we're really hard to beat. 0 for 3 from 3. He understands he only had one bad 3 that I saw him shoot that was ill-advised. Still don't know what the hell he was thinking when he did that. 6 rebounds, 6 turnovers, way too many turnovers. But at the same time, with his the way that he plays attacking the basket, and especially against teams that are long and athletic, that can be a little tough. But he did have 5 assists. Josh Giddey, 17 points. Once again, like I told everybody, this is the way I want. I want Josh being our second leading scorer. I want him to average I'd rather him average around 20 a game is what I would personally very, very like to see. SGA still doing what he's doing, but Josh 20. I want Dort to be about 15 a game, and then if we can get Robson, Arrow, Day-Dub, and all of them to give us, 10, 12 as a piece, and then somebody off the bench, as in Jang tonight's 15, I think that will help us continue to win games. That is definitely our formula. Josh, 5 for 12, 2 for 4 from 3, including one big 3 from way, way out. But, of course, the shot clock was running down. But anyway, all net, great job by Josh. And he's going to, like I said, it's going to take him a year to get his shot down, but I think he's willing to put in the work in order to do that. And once he can knock down threes, he's just going to be ridiculous. 5 rebounds, only 1 turnover with 4 assists. Lucas Dort, 11 points, 4 for 16. Not very good, 1 for 6. He just had some horrible decisions on some of his threes. He's 1 for 5, and I can promise you 5 of those threes were horrible decisions. I don't know what the hell he was looking at or what he was thinking about at all. 10 rebounds, excellent, nice double-double for him. Robinson Earl, 10 points, 4 for 6, very workmanlike. Like I said, I want him to shoot about 8 to 10 times a game. That's what I want from Robinson Earl. 2 for 2 from 3. Just love it when he's catching it wide open and knocking down threes. Shots because the shot looks really good, and that's what he does. He's let me spot up, you catch it. He's going to knock down more than he's going to miss. Faux show. With only 6 rebounds. J Dub, once again, the kid is just fantastic. 6 for 10, 0 for 1 from 3, 7 rebounds, 1 assist. But I mean, he made those rebounds. He had some key rebounds, and I'm gonna tell you what, he made some very good plays defensively. Loved what I saw out of him getting hands in his face and running across the court. Muscala, good job by him tonight. He made a couple shots that he needed to there in the second quarter. Did a good job, 1 for 2 from 3, and 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Trey Mann, 4 points, 2 for 6 tonight. We still, I mean, he's struggling a little bit trying to find his touch and what his role is on this team. It's clear to me that he's just trying to figure out, because he knows if he shoots a bunch of threes, he ain't playing. He knows that his playing time will go down. But 0 for 3 from 3, 1 rebound, and 1 assist. Jang, dude, great job by him today. I can't say enough about the kid. 15 points, his career high thus far. 6 for 8 from the field, 3 for 4. And I mean, his stroke is really, really nice from 3. Love his 3-point stroke. I mean, wide open, knocked him down, wasn't forcing his shot, let everything come to him, and finished when he had the opportunity. If he can continue to do that, I'm going to really, really like what I see. But like I said, 3 first-rounders, we shall see. I will give you my final deal on that in a year from now, because by the end of year 2, I'm going to really know kind of what this guy's going to be, and definitely by the middle of year 3. So we're definitely going to know if he was worth the three first round picks. So we shall see. Poku, 2 points, 1 for 6, 0 for 4, 2 rebounds. Did not have a great game tonight, but there's certain teams that he's just going to struggle against. I mean, it just certain guys he's just not going to be efficient. It is what it is with Poku. But I will say that he's played well over the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I can't complain about what the guy's doing better than what I thought he would, but I'm going to give you props when you deserve them, and when you screw up, I'm going to be on your case same way. Wiggins, 1 point, 0 for 2, 0 for 1, 4 rebounds. His defense made all the difference in the world when we came back there in the third quarter with that group, with him and Muscala, Isaiah Joe, and Jang with SGA. They made all the difference coming back from that 13-point deficit. Great job by those guys. Isaiah Joe, 9 points, 3 for 4 from the field, 3 for 4 from 3. And I'm just going to tell you, he made some big, huge threes. I mean, huge threes for us, and kept us in the game. So I really liked what I saw from him tonight. I like the kid, and even when I talked about that on the show. When we got him, I'm thinking, that's a huge pickup right there. Huge improvement over Maladon and Ty Jerome. Huge improvement over both of those guys. And we're not against them. I'm not trying to badmouth them, don't get me wrong. But huge improvement and upside. And then with Trey Mann coming in his year 2 and getting better, the Thunder upside is just fantastic. And we can win, okay? We can win. But with all the draft picks we've got, I think we're still one forward or center away from really being what we're going to do. But the problem with this year is you almost have to wait until next year before you really do anything, because you got to see what you got in Chet. You got to see what you got in him. So you can't really make a move for a big guy when you got your big guy that you picked second overall. You don't know what you got out of him yet because he's been hurt. So the Thunder are kind of in a little pickle here, because you're winning, and we got enough picks to get what we need as far as a big man, but we already have one. Now, can we pick up another shooter? Possibly, but like I said, it's almost like I'd rather go in the draft and get something this year, see what we have in Chet next year. And then if it's not really what we want, then we still have picks that we can go get a veteran and put somebody in the middle to do some things. So we still have that that ace in the hole or in our pocket. We still have those picks sitting there. So if we need to use them next year, we can. So I'm excited about what the Thunder are doing. Let me see. Our next game on the road um, is Memphis on Wednesday night. Then we have Cleveland at Cleveland Saturday night, and then the Mavs a week from tonight. So we don't have another home game, man, until the 14th. And so anyway, we'll see what the Thunder's doing. I'm excited, like I said, about what we're doing. I'm excited about the team. 2 wins in a row. We're now 11-13, and I can promise you, not one of you all thought they were going to be 11-13. You're lying if you think you did, because you didn't. I didn't either. Okay, I didn't either. But I'm pleased. Like I said, there's 3 games I know that we should be up right now. We should be, like I said, we should be 16 and 9, or we should be 13 and 10. Okay, that's where we should be right now. Or 13 and 9. Or 13 and 11. Excuse me, is where we should be. If not 14 and 12, that's where we should be. That's where we should be. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But anyway, I want to thank you everybody for watching this edition of After the Storm. And remember, sometime next week, you guys are going to be able to, I'm going to give you a number to call. You're going to be able to call this number, or excuse me, text this number, and you're going to be able, I'll be able to see your questions and be able to answer them on air. And then we're also working to get more people. So remember, go to YouTube, sign in, subscribe, hit the like button and notification on YouTube for After the Storm, OKC Thunder, and then the Unpopular Hour with Matt Clark. So do both of those things for me, because once we do those, then you're going to be able to call in. We're going to be able to see your voice. Hear your voice. You're going to be also be able to, when you're signing in, you can write text and stuff, and it will show up on the screen instead of me just reading them and telling you what they said. So that being said, thank you for watching this edition of After the Storm.